Welcome to my session. Today I'm going to present this article. The title is Effect of a Social Regulation Based Online Learning Framework on Students' Learning Achievement and Behavior in Mathematics. There are 6 parts of the outline, and we will go to the introduction part. So the social regulation based online learning is combination between online learning and self-regulated learning method. In this study, there are 3 questions. The first one is, are there any significant difference in the learning achievement of the student from both of the groups? And the second question is, are there any significant difference in the attitude toward learning mathematics from both of the group? And the last one will be, are there any significant difference in the behavior patterns of the student from the two groups? Now we're going to talk about literature review. So according to Sommer Aikens et al. In 2005, mathematics education is one of the key predictors of a country's long-term potential economics. And then mathematics also the foundation of the future's competitiveness of the country, and then one of the important courses in higher education. But according to Suarez, Policoni, and Bono in 2013, many students are still not willing to study mathematics related due to pressure and anxiety because of low learning motivation. In this study, by online learning, we can enhance the learning effectiveness. Also, they provide correct guidance by applying a graded prompt approach. Graded prompt approach is one of the assessment method that the teacher or the mentor will give the prompt to the student when they get a problem, and then after they provide the prompt, the teacher will give the student the next question or next problem which is still related to the previous one. In this study, assessment-based online learning approach also applied to tier diagnostic assessment, which is they want to make sure the student who can solve the problem, are they able to solve the problem by accidentally or lucky, or they really understand or and can solve the problem in a right way. The interactive online video-based learning in this study also provide digital material and notes. And then this is the 4 recurring stages of self-regulation. So the student can set their own goal, and then they choose their own strategy, and then they monitoring their uh, learning process, and then they do self-evaluation. So they can manage their own goal, strategy, and also doing self-evaluation. Here we talk about the development of the social regulation-based online learning framework. Before the student doing activities in this system, the teacher prepare and uploaded the test item and learning tasks to drill and practice to know the student basic knowledge. And then in this stage, the student will do their social regulation based online learning process. So there are 3 parts. The first one is courses and assessment module, content courses database, assessment database, online notes. And then the self-regulated module part is content goal setting module, strategy, and so on. And social regulated module provide goal setting suggestion, time management suggestion, and learning strategy suggestion. All these learning models provide guidance, and also they provide the system which is able to record every single activities of the student. Here's the interface of the system. So here's the function of this goal setting, and then this is the system time management, and then here's the weekly test, unit test in the system, so student they can check their progress. And here's the screen test review, so they can review the test, and then also they can check their learning progress here. The research design. Now we are talking about the participant. In this study, there are 62 senior high grade 1 students from one high school in the northern Taiwan, and their average age were 15 and 16 years old. And then 32 student belongs to experimental group, and 30 student belongs to the control group. So here's the interface of the system, social regulated learning guidance in the system. The experimental procedures. So on the figure 9, we can see the suggestion of learning activities given by social regulated learning guidance system. And then here the procedures of the experiment. There are 8 weeks totally. For week 1, 2, the teacher will provide teaching material about mathematics, which is talk about permutation and combination. On the week 3, the experimental group and control group receive or get the pre-test and pre-questionnaire to know their basic knowledge. On the week 4 to 6, which is 3 weeks, they will get drill and practice per week. So totally they got 3 drill and practice per week. On the week 7, post-test and post-questionnaire will be performed and given to the student in the 90 minutes. So on the last week, the student will get delayed post-test. Here's the measurement on this study: pre-test, post-test, and delayed test. There are times for pre-test to examine whether the two groups of the student participate in this experiment equivalent or balance in basic knowledge about permutation and combination. Post-test to examine student learning efficiency in the whole learning process, and then delayed test to examine the continuous impact of the course knowledge of the student in online self-regulated learning environment. The question in post-test and delayed test is different, but both covered all the content experimental courses. The questionnaire in to know the learning attitude used in mathematics was adopted from Fenema and Sherman from 1976, and it has 36 questions and used positive 5-point Likert scale. And the Cronbach Alpha was performed to know the age dimension, which is pretty high, 0.91 and 0.92. There are three part of the questionnaire. The first one is talk about confidence in learning mathematics. The second one, motivation in learning mathematics, and the third one is mathematics anxiety. Here's the result. The first one is learning achievement. On the table 1, we can see that there are 3 behavior: test conducting, notes organization, content review, and sub behavior here. And also they put a code like WT is belongs to conduct weekly test, and this is the description: conduct weekly progress test. On the table 2, this is the result of learning achievement shown by uncover analysis. So we can see in real and practice 3, post-test and delayed test, there's significant difference from those two groups. And then for the practice 1 and 2, there is no significant difference. Now we are talking about learning attitudes. So in this part also, the researchers perform one-way uncover. On the table 3, we can see on the high score, high achievement, medium achievement, low achievement. So this is belongs to each group. For the high achievement, 11 students belong to experimental group, and then 10 students belong to control group. And for medium achievement, 12 belongs to experimental group, and 9 students belongs to control group. For the low achievement, 9 students belongs to experimental group, and 11 students belong to control group. We see here for the high achievement, we can see here for delay posters there is significant difference between student from different class, different group. And for medium group, for medium achievement class, we can see there is significant difference in drill and practice 3, but for the rest of the test there is no significant difference. And then for the low achievement group, we can see there is significant difference in the drill practice 3, and for the rest there's no significant difference. The table 4 talk about cross analysis of the distribution of the pre-test, delay post-test of the two groups. So here's the pre-test score experimental group, and here's pre-test score of the control group. So the number of students 32 from experimental group and 30 students from the control group. So this is the low this is the classification of learning achievement: low, medium, and high. Low, medium, and high. If we check to the check on the experimental group for low achievement, 35 still low grade or low score when they take delayed post test, and 3 in a medium score and 1 in a high score. For medium learning achievement, we can see when they took the delayed post test, 2 of them get the low score, 6 medium score, and 4 high score. And for the high learning achievement, when they take the delayed post test, 1 of them got low score, 1 medium score, and 9 of 11 got high score. Table 5 talk about the result of learning attitude shown by uncovered analysis. So there are three kind of variables: confidence in learning mathematics, learning motivation in mathematics, and mathematics anxiety. Only in learning mathematics motivation in mathematics we can see there's significant difference. If we check here, the experimental group has a higher score than the control group here. This is the behavioral analysis by performing like sequential analysis LSA. We can see here, here's the control group, here's the experimental group, how their behavioral learning pattern looks like, and then here's the identical behavior from the two groups. And the figure 13, this is the different behavior sequences learning pattern from the two groups. From the control groups, by the arrow, we can see their pattern here. And then it's totally different from the experimental group. If you look at to the arrow here, it's totally different. So we're going to talk about discussion and conclusion part. In the study developed the social regulation base. So we can see the student make reference to other students self-regulated ways. And then based on the result, we can see that the mean score of the student from the experimental group, they were significantly better than those students from the control group. And the result indicates that the social regulation based online learning framework can efficiently boost student learning efficiency in learning permutation and combination. And then learner from experimental group, they have better effect in knowledge continuity of learning achievement, because if we see the previous slide, the student from high achievement from the experimental group, 9 of 11, they have high score when they take delay post test. And using the social regression based on learning framework, we saw that learning uh, mathematics using the self-regulated online learning system, they can have better learning motivation. But if we talk about the confidence in learning mathematics and also mathematics anxiety, there is no significant difference from experimental group and from the control group. So here's the last part of this presentation. Thank you for your attention.